Boy, last year that was a $5 million account.
Yes, and this year it may be even more.
Well, forget him. He's not our headache. Justin and Smith have that account tied up for life.
That's what they think. It just so happens that Mr. Caldwell and his sister, who owns the whole company, are in town now for the sole purpose of changing advertising agencies.
Well, what are we waiting for? Where is he? What hotel?
It's no use, Mac. I told you I talked to him last night.
Well, I haven't.
You not only haven't, you won't.
Why not?
Well, right now, Mr. Caldwell is paying alimony to 4 ex-wives, and it's gone to his brain, if he ever had one. At any rate, he not only hates his 4 ex-wives, he hates all women.
Even his sister?
No, he just despises her.
Well, if 4 women have managed to talk him into matrimony, I should at least be able to talk him into a contract.
Now, Mac, you're a more capable woman than I am.
Oh, thanks.
And I am a man. I wish you'd learn to let me finish a sentence.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
There isn't the slightest chance that you or any other woman could sell anything to Caldwell. Why, he hasn't had lipstick on his handkerchief in over a year. Not that I have, I mean. Where are you going?
Oh, where am I going? To study the tobacco business in general and the Caldwell Company in particular. I'll be up at my cabin.
You going alone?
No, I'm taking my new secretary, Vernie.
All right, Mac, I'm convinced now. There ain't no Santa Claus.
What's bothering you, Vernie?
What, a secretary on a weekend with a boss and both of us reading?
Yeah. Here are 7 years of Caldwell's life in newspaper clippings. 7 years and 4 wives.
I know. 7 years with the wrong woman.
Now he hates every woman he meets.
Yeah, and according to the papers, he meets them all.
Anyway, I volunteered to get this man-woman hater's signature on an advertising contract.
You'll get it.
Why?
Why? You're different, that's why. And the minute he finds out you're different, he's hooked.
Thanks, but it won't be that simple.
Oh, yes, it will. It wouldn't be for most women, but for you, it'll be a cinch. A woman without emotion can plan like a general in battle.
Oh, I see. Bernie, tell me, why do you work at a job you don't like?
Well, have you ever been to Mexico?
What brought that on?
Well, there are things down there yelling to be put on canvas, and I think I'm the guy to do it.
Oh? How long have you been painting?
Ever since I was a kid. Trouble is, I paint what I like. 9 times out of 10, that means no money.
Are you good?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Anyway, that's why I took this job. As soon as I save enough to buy a jalopy and a trailer, I'm going back to Mexico to paint my head off, live by the sun.
I've dreamt those dreams. They never come true.
Well, they will for me someday.
Well, I'll tell you something silly. I write poetry. Well, go ahead and laugh.
Why? All of us are poets. Some of us can put it in words, and some just get a feeling.
I like you, Vernie.
Well, thanks.
Never fall in love with me, will you? I'd hate to fire you, and I would if you fell in love with me.
Don't worry.
Well, why do you say it like that?
And I couldn't fall in love with you if I wanted to, and I don't want to.
Why not?
Because you're a beautiful brain in beautiful clothes, no temperature, no pulse, that's all.
I'm a brain with no pulse, eh? I'm a woman, Vernie, more woman than you've ever known. If ever I fall in love, it'll be the sea dashing against rocks, and lightning flashing across the sky, and thunder rolling through mountains.
Yeah, I believe you mean it.
It's true. Vernie, what are you going to do?
Find out for myself. Here, come here. Come on.
Oh.
It's several days after Tom Burney kissed his boss. Instead of firing him, she entrusted him with the important job of landing the Caldwell Tobacco Company's advertising account. Right at this minute, however, she is pacing the floor in her partner's office.
You know, Atwater, when I think of Tom Burney lolling around Raleigh, North Carolina, romancing Ethel Caldwell with our money, I could kill him.
No. Calm yourself, Mac. Calm yourself. After all, this was your idea.
It was not.
It was indeed. You insisted on trying to land the Caldwell Tobacco Company's account, now didn't you?
That has nothing to do with the case.
It has everything to do with the case. I warned you to stay away from Jonathan Caldwell in the first place.
Well, I didn't have any trouble landing Jonathan.
Well, perhaps not, but at any rate, when you learned that his sister Ethel controlled the advertising account, you all but screamed for help.
I didn't scream.
And it was your idea that Bernie fly down to Raleigh with Ethel and sell her that campaign that you had created.
Well, it wasn't my idea that he spend his time making love to her.
Well, then give the man credit for some initiative.
Listen to this newspaper story. Just listen to this. Constant companions at Southern Place Spots are Ethel Caldwell of the fabulously wealthy tobacco company and Thomas Verney, New York advertising executive. Their whirlwind romance is the talk of Southern society.
Well, I think that's wonderful. It sounds as though we're practically certain of getting the Caldwell account.
Well, if we have to get it that way, I don't want the account.
Oh, so that's the way the wind blows, McGregor. You're in love with Verney.
I am not.
Then why are you worrying about his newspaper romance with Ethel Caldwell?
Well, I'm just tired of his ignoring my instructions.
I see.
No, you don't. He hasn't answered a wire in 2 weeks.
Well, I might point out that you haven't answered one of Jonathan Caldwell's phone calls in 2 weeks either.
That's different.
Naturally.
My wires to Tom were about business. Caldwell's trying to give me a romantic sales talk.
No.
Yes.
You mean that 4 times loser wants a 5th wife?
That seems to be the idea.
Oh, and I suppose that after Verney marries Ethel Caldwell and you marry Jonathan, I won't be even a junior partner in this organization.
Now, don't worry about that. I'm not marrying Jonathan, and Verney isn't going to marry Ethel.
Just how do you propose to stop him?
I'm going down to Raleigh and straighten Mr. Verney out myself. And then I'm going to fire him.
Hello? Yes, she is. She's here, yes. It's for you, Max. Caldwell.
Tell him I'm out.
I can't. I told him you were here.
Oh, all right. Hello?
We're going to meet you right away, McGregor.
No place. I'm taking the next train for Raleigh.
Oh, that's perfect. I'll go with you. And forget about a hotel reservation because you'll stay with us at Caldwell Acres. Your man Verney's there with my sister Ethel.
Well, thank you very much. Now, what was on your mind?
Well, I'll tell you about that when I get you on my home grounds with magnolias and moonlight to help me.
I'll take a chance on anything, even becoming Mrs. Caldwell number 5, if I can get down to Raleigh and get my hands on Tom Verney.
Say, are you in love with Verney?
What? Of course not. I hate him. Why?
Oh, nothing, but I'm warning you. I want you myself. And I'm going to do everything I can to make you continue to hate Verney.
Hello, Caldwell. Glad to see you.
Hello, Verney.
I'm sorry Ethel and I were out riding when you and Mac arrived at Caldwell Acres.
Yeah, it's just as well. I was anxious to talk to you before McGregor did anyway.
Hey, by the way, where is Mac?
Now, up in her room, pouting. Coming down the train, I found out that she's really jealous of you and my charming sister.
Oh, yeah? Well, it's about time. Ethel and I have been working hard enough at trying to make her jealous.
Well, you've succeeded. The self-sufficient McGregor is just about ready to fall in your arms if.
What do you mean, if?
If you don't weaken. It isn't enough just to make McGregor jealous.
No? Well, what would you suggest? Go on, you've had 4 wives. You should have learned something about a woman.
Well, now that you know Mac's jealous, don't let up.
Oh, really pour it on her, huh?
Yeah, that's the idea.
I get it. Make her think I'm really in love with Ethel, huh?
Yeah. Announce your engagement. Make yourself obnoxious.
Hey, do you think I could?
Without half trying.
Can you imagine her trying to hold out against me? With you coaching me?
I don't know why you should spend so much time worrying about Verney, McGregor. He's enjoying himself somewhere with Ethel.
I'm not worrying about Verney. I'm worrying about the Caldwell Tobacco Company's advertising account.
Well, you certainly don't need to worry about that.
Why not?
Oh, when Verney marries Ethel, he'll control the account.
When Verney marries Ethel? Who said he was going to marry her?
Why, Verney told me so himself.
When?
Oh, this afternoon when you were up in your room resting. He said he hoped you wouldn't be jealous enough to do anything foolish, but he had to look out for himself.
Verney said that?
Those were his exact words.
Why, that egomaniac. Why should I be jealous of him? Why should I care what he does?
Well, that's exactly what I told him, Mag.
Verney doesn't mean anything to me. He was just my stooge, and not a very good stooge at that. I hope I never see him again. I'll tell him so, too.
Oh, he'll just laugh and tell you not to be jealous.
Jealous? Me jealous of Tom Verney? I'll prove to him that I'm not jealous.
That's a great idea if you can do it.
I can do it. You asked me to marry you, didn't you, Caldwell? Is the proposal still in effect?
It most certainly is.
Then I accept your proposal. That ought to prove to Mr. Verney that I'm not jealous of him. Good night.